Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Now today, I'm gonna let the video speak for itself.
We don't have to, we feel so compassionate because you see the mental health crisis happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not our job. We shouldn't have to live in fear while they figure out what's going on right there.
Right.
Put them in a mental institution, put them in a jail, and you guys figure it out. But people having to duck and dive on the trains and the buses, walking through the street, this is one case, but this is happening all across the country, and it's not a money issue. They have given billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this?
Bro, what? What? The mental ill and the homeless. Oh, let's just kill them. Bro, only a true devil thinks like that. You know, mainly dealing with the homeless. You know, all that mental health stuff. You know, a lot of that stuff be demons, right? Which is, you know, you can't help that using whatever Esau give you. Like, you go to the doctor and, you know, they might prescribe this medicine, or you might go to a therapy and session and stuff. A lot of times that stuff is not gonna cut it, right? People be having real demons on them, causing those things most of the time, right? But homelessness, I'm not gonna say no one chooses to be homeless, but bro, no one chooses to be homeless. Like, homelessness, the homelessness rate is because of Esau. It's because of how they're running things. You know, how are you gonna get mad at the homeless for being homeless when they're homeless because the way this society is ran, how this society is governed?
I would say this: we're not voting for the right people. In North Carolina, wake up. You can't keep putting the...
See how bro tries to quickly advert, right? Now he's over North Carolina, people wake up. Nah, bro, we're not just finna speed past what you just said. Right, and that's how this devil likes to work, bro. This goes to show you the true nature of Esau Edom. Mental health, homelessness. Let's involuntary lethal injection. That means we're gonna force you to take this death jab. Right? That's murder. That's all it is. That's murder. And he doesn't care. He just said that. Just kill them, as if they were a roach or something. Just kill them. Right? Like, they're not human beings as well. That just goes to show you, like I said, the nature of this devil, right? And these are the people who rule this world, right? But we're the bad guys. You know, they trying to demonize Jake now. That's all you see going on, right? They've been talking about how the Hebrew Israelites are they're a hate group, they're anti-S, terrorists. You don't see brothers out there on the highways and byways advocating to kill the homeless, bro. It's like, when are people going to realize this is the devil? Right? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked.
In power. They woke up in Los Angeles. They got a stronger DA. They got rid of Chancellor Bodine in San Francisco. Hopefully they'll get rid of this terrible guy, Alvin Bragg, in New York. And now it's up to the people, the election, which is who's ever up in November, and that Senate seat that belongs to Tom Tillis, who, by the way, yesterday said.
And I don't know if y'all noticed, but look at his co-host reactions. We're gonna rewind that real quick.
No.
Or involuntary lethal injection
Yeah.
or something. Just kill him.
They damn near just agreed. He said yeah, and then what she's gonna say?
Why did it have to get to this point?
Right.
Why did it have to get to this point? What do you mean? A, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. This man just said, just kill him, right? Speaking on mentally ill and the homeless. And this guy over here just agrees. And they both just agree. He's saying, yeah. She's like, yeah, why did it have to get to this point? Is that not crazy? Right, and the fact that that's just someone can just come out there and say that openly, live TV, no repercussions, no second thought about it. And you can see he was plotting to say that. Like he was prepping himself up. Salakia for the interruption, but as I was saying, he just said that with no like regard. He like, this is just truly how he feels. And ultimately he's not the only one who feels like this. Right? I know it's a lot of people out there who heard this and agreed. You know, but look, you can see him building up to him about to say it.
I'd say this.
You don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, and this is one case, but this is happening all across the country, and it's not a money issue. They have given billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill him.
Yeah, Brian, why did it?
That's actually insane. This man needs to go into a psych ward or something. But Jake is the problem. This is the mindset of a heathen. This is the mindset of an Edomite, bro. Killing is nothing. He literally said that as if it was a bug infestation or something. It was just kill him. Right? But we're the bad guys though. Exodus chapter 23. Verse 10. In 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and shalt gather in the fruits thereof. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat. And what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard, and with thy olive yard. Right? So we have laws like this set in place for our poor. You know, the Lord is a merciful God, right? So for his people, we have laws like this set in place. Esau, you just heard what he want to do. Just kill him, right? You poor, no home, just kill him. It goes to show you that that's the wicked. No regards for human life whatsoever. Just kill them. You know, we have laws like this set in place to take care of our poor, to take care of the fatherless, the widows, right? But when people hear this truth, they buck up against it. They want to stay and maintain this world, right? That you can just blatantly say, oh, just kill the homeless. That's crazy. And then for his co-host to sit beside him and agree. That's how you know this place ain't got much time, man. Let's go grab that real quick. Matthew chapter 24 verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. If that ain't love waxing cold, I don't know what is. Oh, he's homeless, just kill him. Right? He got psychological problems. Just kill him. Nah, Esau different. Esau is different. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus. Chapter 29. Start at verse 8. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 29, verse 8. Yet have thou patience with a man in poor estate, and delay not to show him mercy. Help the poor for the commandment's sake, and turn him not away because of his poverty. Right? And this is a commandment. As it says, help the poor for the commandment's sake, and turn him not away because of his poverty. You know? And that's what. So basically, show mercy. Right? And that would be the righteous thing to do. Don't turn the man away because he's poor, homeless, help him out. Right? If he's your brother, your brethren. Right? Now, I'm not saying just go out there and just, every homeless person you see, you just try to give them. No. But if you have a brethren that's truly in need of help, right, and you're able to help them and you don't, you think that's pleasing to the Lord? Here it is, the Lord showing you all this mercy. And he's the God, right, the Most High God. But here it is, you can't show any to anyone. Right, so help the poor for the commandment's sake, and turn him not away because of his poverty. Right, this is what our God tells us to do. Meanwhile, Esau's over there, just kill him. Right, but we're the bad ones. When brothers say that this world is coming down, oh, hate group, terrorist, anti-S. But this world needs to come down. So when righteousness can take hold. And it's going to come down, right? There's nothing they can do to stop it. Right? And that goes to show you the true nature of the so-called white man. It's a devil. Right? That's why you think they changed the name from Department of Defense to Department of War. Because they out for blood. That's all they want to do is kill, rape, rob, murder. That's their nature. Verse 10, it says, lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let it not rest and let it not rust under a stone to be lost. Right? So don't just have it, you got money in the bank. Your mom over there struggling and shit, but you got money saved up in the bank, you don't want to touch it. No. Lose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let it not rest under a stone to be lost. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold. Right? Because doing the things that's pleasing unto the Lord, you're finding favor with the Lord, favor with the Most High God. That's better than any riches you can attain. The scriptures also say Proverbs 16 and 8, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, Proverbs chapter 16, verse 8. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. So it's better to be righteous than rich. And not even just being rich, but it's just better to be righteous. Right? Because being righteous, you look good in the Most High's eyes. And that's the best thing a man could hope for. But I'm going to grab Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 8. And the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai came unto Zechariah, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Execute true judgment, and show mercy, and shew mercy and compassion every man to his brother. Right, and this is obviously dealing with Israel. But you can apply that anywhere, right? Because this is the righteous thing to do. Verse 10, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, and which stranger here is not talking about any of the other nations, it's speaking on Israelites, right? They would be strangers because they probably wouldn't be born in Israel, right? The land, but they're still of the nation. You know, they were probably born somewhere out there in one of the other lands, but they're still Israelites. So they would be considered a stranger, even though they're an Israelite. That's what that's speaking on, not no heathen, someone from the other nations. But, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor. And let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. Just kill him. Just kill him. And that's why in the kingdom, after the Esau served his 1,000 years, they're through. Right? We don't need no more wickedness on this earth. The whole seed line finna get eradicated. Now from here, let's get Mark chapter 7. We start here, verse 6. He answered and said unto them, Well hath Esaias prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Now again, he's speaking on Israelites, but you can apply that here. Because what? This is supposed to be a so-called God-fearing country, is it not? Right? So this people honoreth me with their lips. Right? They say they're a God-fearing country. Right? But their heart is far from me. Mainly dealing with Jake. But dealing with Esau, they supposed to be Christians, mind you. God-fearing people. But they're over here saying kill the homeless. Dude, that's crazy. Right? These people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Now again, this is really going into the Israelites, you know, the Pharisees, right? But you can apply that here as well. This country doesn't truly fear the Lord. They don't even know his name, right? But like I was saying in the beginning, when are people going to realize this is the devil, right? Mainly dealing with you, Jake. When are you going to realize this is your enemy? Because most of this homeless people he was talking about, just kill them, believe it or not, it's you, right? But you got Jake bending over backwards for the so-called white man. You tell Jake in the kingdom of heaven we gonna have them in slavery. They go, nah, bro, that's wrong. That's hateful. We don't, bro. What? All the stuff they did, we can't pay them back for that. What you mean? You know, but Jake is not going to realize who their enemy is until it's too late, right? And that's how the Lord wants it. Let's get Isaiah chapter 6. You start here at verse 8. It says, Isaiah's commission. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Right? So yeah, this happened in Isaiah's time, but prophetically, it's happening now. Right? The Lord had his angels make it to where the people he didn't want to perceive, the people he didn't want to understand the truth and come in it, you know, to where they couldn't, right? To where they couldn't even perceive this truth, right? They would hear it. You could break something down to them so perfectly, and they're still like, nah, I just don't understand. You know, that's the Lord's doing, right? You can show them proof, and they still just not gonna go for it, right? You could tell them how the letter J wasn't even around back during the time of Yahushua being on the scene. So how can Jesus be his name? And they'd be like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you know, that's how Jake is. But why is that? It's the Lord's doing. He purposely have them not being able to perceive, right? But understand not, and see indeed, but perceive not. Lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed, right? So have it to where they can't understand unless, you know, that they end up coming to the truth and believing and converting and being healed and being saved. The Lord don't want that for them, right? So he make it to where they can't perceive. Verse 11, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Right? So Isaiah's like, Lord, how long are you, you know, basically going to keep them blinded? And what the Lord's basically say, hey, until it's too late, right? Until I bring the judgment, that's when I'm going to let them realize, you know, and that's what the Lord's doing here. Jake is not going to realize who their enemy is until it's too late, right? Until martial law kicks in, until Jacob's trouble kicks in, right? Until they stomach touching their back because they don't want to take a chip. You know, until this digital age kicks in, right? Until persecution starts, that's when they're going to realize who the enemy is. But then it's too late, you know. But that's ultimately what they get, right? It's well deserved, you know, because the what he has men out there 24/7. Videos come out 24/7 every week. Brothers out there on the highways and byways. What they do? They scoff, they mock, walk by. You have sometimes brothers can be on the street, right, on the sidewalk, and Jake will go cross the street just to not have to walk by them. But that's the Lord pushing them away, right? They're not pushing brothers away. They're not pushing the truth away. That's the Lord pushing them away so that they can be caught up in the judgment he's about to bring. You know, but I'm going to close it out here in 2nd Esdras. Chapter 6, start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? So Esau, so-called white man, when the Lord comes and take y'all down, man, which is soon, you best believe, you know, that's why y'all America fall into shit right now. Right? They losing. Right? Esau is through. And when you're through, completely through, we're going to be in rule. Right? Ain't shit you can do about it. Right? But we're going to be ruling in righteousness. You're not going to have a dude live on the news talking about just kill him when speaking about homeless. You know, and we can't wait till the Lord comes back and takes you devils out, bro. Right? Y'all over here trying to accuse us as being the demons, which, you know, granted, Jake over here in America is fucked up, but why are they like that? It's because of what you did, Esau. Right? Whoa. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Right? So how is Esau doing? Let's say, for example, right, you're getting drunk, right? Someone gives you the bottle, right? You drink, you get drunk, and then you fucking just start wilding out, right? And then they take out their phone and record you like, oh, look at him, he's all drunk and stuff. When they're the reason you're like that. Now, yeah, you didn't have to, take the bottle and drink. So, you're going to be held accountable. But they're going to be held accountable for the shit they just did too. Right? The accuser of our brethren. Here they trying to demonize Jake for being the way that they made them. And then they're really hypocrites, because how Jake is here in America, that's how they are in the world. Right? Jake don't like the way you talking to them. They might shoot you. Esau don't like the way you talking to them. They gonna have a B-32, whatever it's called, and bomb your ass. But we're the problem though. Hey man, I'm gonna close it out here. Revelation chapter 13 verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, right? And this is what we're faithfully waiting on. For our enemy to be put in chains, right? For them to be taken out, right? For the Lord to get vengeance for us. So with that being said, once more, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.